Button here, and I'm going to share my screen. Hi everyone. Welcome to the June 18, 2026 version of our town hall. Um, it's a pleasure to have you all here. For those that I haven't had a chance to meet yet or see in person, my name is Payam. I'm based here in Los Angeles and generally sunny LA. Today's a little bit overcast. Um, I'm the founder of Light DAO. I'm a serial parallel entrepreneur. I also oversee a couple other organizations and spend like a minute or so on kind of what Light DAO is at the beginning, but just to kind of give a quick glance of the agenda for today. I'll give a little overview of Light DAO for about a couple minutes. We'll talk about a few of our upcoming community gatherings. We'll highlight some of the mastermind teams and how that brings the community together in a virtual way for people around the world to dive deeper into any particular interest or topic, whether it's personal or professional. We'll have give an opportunity to some of our global and city members to highlight themselves and share an opportunity or anything that they want to share with the group here. And then Ruby and I are excited. We're officially kicking off a stewardship opportunity, and we'll give a quick overview of what that is, and then also give an opportunity for those on this call to also that haven't had a chance to check out the beta version of our Light app, which is powered by our Light Grid technology. Um, and then we'll go into group breakouts at the end. And for that last portion in the group connection, we ask everyone to stay on video and be present because it's important if you're in a group of four people that we could see each other and be present and available. Just don't be in the background, just not available, right? Be available and present and ideally on camera if you can. And that'll be the last, hopefully at least 20 minutes or so we'll give for that. And if for whatever reason you cannot be available for the last segment, then just please leave before that because Zoom will automatically put you into groups and it'll put you in a group if you're still logged in, even if you're not available. So just for that last portion again, please be available and present with video on ideally. Awesome. Just a quick recap of who we are and what we're up to here. Light DAO is, I say it's a vehicle of light. We're here to bring good, uh, bring social impact, personal growth, global transformation, expanding collective consciousness. We're a group of global entrepreneurs and investors. We have over 7,000 participants now, probably approaching 8,000 now that have attended our in-person and virtual gatherings. We've now hosted over 350 gatherings in over 3 years across 23 cities in 6 continents and 11 countries. And all of these are hosted by our global stewards and ecosystem leaders. We have at least a couple of them on this call, in addition to myself and Ruby. And we have over 330 paying city or global members in those 3 years. And what we do is not just an in-person. We're not just like an events or gathering company, right? We're not just about in-person. We're really about building trust, values-aligned relationships, supporting one another, and through building relationships, where really it's you can't replace the in-person, right? So that's why it's such an emphasis for us. As much as we love these virtual gatherings and being able to connect. What we do in person can never be replaced. That's really where trust is formed. The bonds are built to be the deepest, and where we sense that deep sense of belonging. And that deep sense of belonging is where purpose comes into fruition, where we then can build that relationship to support, invest, co-create, collaborate, opportunities arise, partnerships form, companies are launched. and true opportunity and capital emerges and value flows through the ecosystem. And so that's why it's such a pedigree and core sauce of what we do. Um, just to highlight a few of the people, myself and Ruby, co-founders. Mario is our founding contributor. Shelly's on the call, leading our New York ecosystem. Bella's on the call as well, leading our Lisbon ecosystem. Katrina just had a baby about a month and a half ago, so she's taking a few months off. And then we have Tony in Puerto Rico, Steve in Australia, Jason in Taipei, and there's so many more people that we just don't have on these slides that are contributing towards hosting salons, helping catapult gatherings, sparking opportunities across different spaces around the world. For those that have never been to one of our in-person gatherings, we do these on a regular basis, usually at least five or so a month globally. We have SF coming up in 11 days. Ruby, do you want to share anything about what's coming up in SF?
Yes, yes. So it's our June salon is on the 29th. And we've been kind of doing different things because last month we had like a panel where we usually have a single person. And we partnered up with Human Tech Week. We had about 90 people, and that was all about special economic zones and startup cities. And typically every month, we have about 30 to 50 people, and we usually have like a star speaker. And the reason I bring that up is that with our June guest, we're actually doing something a little different. Rather than having like a star VC or a star founder, we have one of the biggest community leaders in all of San Francisco. And his name is Sacco. So, from those of you from San Francisco, you might have even heard of him. And what he is known for is that he has led like so many different hackathons and he has so many different followers. So, like anybody who comes and visits us in San Francisco, and that's literally thousands now every day, Sacco is the person that they go see. So, I figured this would be a great opportunity for me to have him share, like, what is happening in the startup world right now? And how do you keep up with everything, the speed of the startup world? And how do you create your alliances? How do you find your community? So that's what the topic is going to be about in San Francisco. All right. Uh, on the June 29th.
Awesome. And I know Bella's on this call. Bella, is there anything you want to share about the upcoming Lisbon Salon?
Yeah, it's exciting. Yasmin Tarahi, she has like a top 1% podcast on Apple called Gateways to Awakening. She's interviewed people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and just luminaries from the human potential movement and all sorts of movements. And she's been a person who's launched many products in Silicon Valley. So she also has this tech edge. So she's on the border of consciousness and tech, which is kind of where we are. So she'll be speaking in Lisbon on the 2nd.
Awesome. And we're going to be putting a July salon into the calendar for LA as well. But for now, we have something that we had pushed back. This is going to be like more of like a fun beach day with like a singing kind of sing-along voice activation, the power of voice that we'll do on August 9th. So that's coming up there in LA. And we are figuring out something like maybe like a retreat towards Q3, Q4, potentially that Ruby and I are still discussing. So more to come on kind of larger experiences. And we also were I'm actually curious maybe to hear people's thoughts, kind of real-time survey here. We've been thinking about doing kind of like a 2, 3 day kind of like sleepover, like where maybe we get like a mansion, like a very large house, like a 6 to 10 bedroom house with, anywhere between kind of 12 to 20 people. In New York, I know Shelley was thinking about something in the Hamptons, in SF, maybe somewhere in the woods. I don't know where that could happen. In LA, there's plenty of really big houses. So maybe just like some quick real-time feedback, or would people be interested in something like that if we do like a 2, 3 day weekend immersion with like amazing quality people like yourselves that are on this call, where we like co-create the experience. We have a handful of whoever's there are like speakers for like a mini salon style experience. Just wanted to quickly maybe just if anybody has like a few words to share, like are they interested in something like that?
The reason this idea came up is because, people have loved our like retreats and summits, like Dominican Republic and Half Moon Bay. And the last one that we did in Roatan in Honduras, we did something different. We stayed at these big, huge villas. Like we had like five-person villas. And I mean, that was, I think, the most profound that one we had. And that was the one where people got the closest. And like one investor ended up investing in several of the people because he basically was like, living 24 hours with everybody. So with that feedback, we thought, wow, maybe we could be doing more of that, because we also know that, it's hard for people to be flying to Dominican Republic or, Honduras, or we were even thinking of going to Sri Lanka or Brazil. And we thought, well, what about if we do something in our major cities? And do, like I said, a sleepover weekend, maybe even just a one night sleepover. So if that sounds appealing to you,
Maybe
uh,
raise your hand. Like you can use the hand raise symbol. Uh, for those of you that know where that is, I'm not even sure where the hand raise symbol is, but but there's a hand raise symbol. So it seems like we got okay. So we got like six
yeah.
plus people that would be interested in that.
Yeah, because it's
Um,
easier for people. They don't have to get in a plane and like, was like what? It was like 12 hours to fly to Roatan and Dominican Republic and all these places. So anyways.
cool. Seven looks
And
like
I can, oh, sorry, I was just chiming in there. I didn't go to the Roatan one. It conflicted with something else, and I was really sad to miss it because I was at the one before that that was in Half Moon Bay near San Francisco. And I can say it was just it was an incredible experience, just the right sort of mix of events and networking and things to spend time together and being in nature and anyway, I can highly recommend it, and I really look forward to the next one. I just wanted to chime in there.
Thank you, Charlie.
awesome.
Yeah,
And
and
maybe
I
we can do
also,
that one
sorry,
in
this
the
is
Hamptons. That
Annie.
sounds so cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I like the idea of being more localized because of, carbon output, in the sense of it does take a lot of carbon and stuff. So, being more conscious in that way, I think is really a good thing too.
Cool. Thank you for that feedback, Annie. Awesome. So it seems like at least half the group here would be interested, which is, I think, good from an initial feedback professor. So thank you guys for that initial input. Awesome. So next here, give an opportunity to a handful of us that are on this call to share maybe an opportunity. I'll give you a minute. Steve, I know you're on this call. You want to you have the mic for a minute here?
Sure, thanks. Yeah, hi everybody. If you haven't heard of my company, is called Gimme Trash. I'm trying to bring a technology that I found in South Africa to the United States, and it's in the world of it's kind of it's an enabler for a circular economy. So what we're doing is we're taking trash and waste streams and turning them into raw materials profitably without subsidy. I don't need carbon credits or anything like that. And I'm in fundraising phase right now to do project fundraising, and things are looking great. We've got some projects heating up in the southeast of the United States.
Great. Thank you, Steve.
Awesome, brother. Bella.
Hi. Yeah, so I am based out of Lisbon, but I'm forming kind of a studio production company with two other wonderful women. Our first documentary is about the US Olympics artistic swim team and their ride to 2028's Olympics. And it looks like we might be working also with Mickey Agarwal on something about the journey of mushrooms and how they can help break down plastics through diapers, something like that. But we're working on various stories and also an AI platform for personal development and land and regenerative investment.
It's a lot.
Beth, I want to comment. This is one thing we actually want to start asking all of you because there's so many connections, collaborations, partnerships, alliances, companies, investments that's been formed through like DAO. And we've never officially like tracked all that. And Bella was here in San Francisco like a couple months ago, and she told me that this investment group, this media investment group, she met through like DAO. All right.
Not those two
Not this
women.
one, but another
Not
one,
these,
right?
but something. Yeah, we did. We get it. We got it. My my husband got a donation for his company, through Light DAO.
And
Yes.
then you were also saying that whoever you guys were going to support first, you also met through Light Down. But I just want to summarize. It's like, we don't find out about these things until we just happen to be talking to each other. So you're all going to be getting a request soon saying, if you met a partner, if you're, like, it's just wonderful because that's our whole purpose, right? So we want to be able to really track that a little bit closer, like the investments, the alliances, the partnerships, and the companies that have been formed. So,
And I'll share a little bit about this more, but the tech can also be used to power that even at a accelerated level. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few slides. Jay,
Yes, sir. What
you have
would you
you
like?
have the mic for a minute.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me get back here.
You're here. We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm hang on. You can hear me. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you and see you with your
Okay.
balloons.
So I got diverted by somebody on the urgent message somebody sent me. What's the question?
You have up to a minute to just share an opportunity or anything that's on your mind or anything that you're working on.
So one of the opportunities, I run a campaign to get emotional intelligence trainings all schools. We've had a big impact on getting social emotional learning in many schools across America, and we work with numbers of grassroots organizations. Um, because of the Trump cutbacks and et cetera, we're moving to create recreate the STEM experience where we got a lot of corporations came together and got behind that education curriculum. So our main thing we're focused on now is meeting corporate execs at any level who might be simpatico, and then we can introduce them to the leaders, these teacher leaders of this movement who we trained, and we've done a training on how to deal with businesses. So if any of you know corporate execs at any level who might be simpatico and help walk into their companies, get these meetings, and we're not going with our hand out for money. We're going to saying, here's legislation that totally supports all the things that the corporate world is saying about the kind of employees you want, the social skills you want them to have. I mean, World Economic Forum highlighted social skills for the next 5 years in hiring. It's a perfect match with schools that provide social emotional learning for the kids, developing some of the most uh, conscious kids in human history. And so anything you can do in that way, you can reach me at j11@equipourkids.org. And thanks for the opportunity to
Thanks, Jay.
share this. Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's
pass.
equipourkids.org. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have somebody to introduce you, Jay, so we can have some. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Shelly.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Shelley Tanner. I am the New York City chapter lead for Light DAO. And shout out to Jen, I think, who's here from New York. Um, and so I'm the founder also of a company called Haystack. We're in the middle of a rebrand. So Haystack will be retiring very soon, and we're going to be named Fig. So we help companies, starting with manufacturers, improve the front end of their hiring funnel. So we create interactive job previews that let candidates experience the key parts of the job while they complete short assessments for the actual work. So manufacturers are struggling literally to find enough talent. So this helps them build their candidate pool. And for the hiring teams, it helps them filter down who can actually do the job rather than looking at the resume as the first proxy of their human ability. They're looking at actual capability. So my ask is really simple. If you know anyone in manufacturing who's a leader, HR, or in workforce development in that area, I'd love an introduction. I'm just doing customer intelligence calls, 20-minute, just to better help understand um, their challenges in their voice and validate what we're building. So I will say thank you to two people in the network who have already connected me with manufacturers, one who has a brother who started a manufacturing plant when he was 22, and another one out in Seattle from the Lightdown Network that have connected me. So thank you to those two people already. Um, just sort of a shout out to how this network really does work. But if anyone knows anyone else, that's my primary goal right now. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share, and thanks everyone for being here.
Thank you. Um, we haven't heard from Jin, so I'm gonna I know you're not on these slides, but I'd love to give you an opportunity to share, Jin.
Thank you, Pam. Shelly and I often gather at the Lie Down New York events, which I find very enjoyable. I've met quite some very interesting, high quality people there. I run a company that helps tradespeople, craftsmen. Um, we are growing the network locally from New York to all over the US. Uh, we have just slightly over 1 million active users on our website. Um, so it's called jinbei.com. And our goal is to help people who have some trade skills, craftsmanship, to make a better living. Um, they need some help to overcome certain handicap. We have customers who, uh, they may be very skilled carpenters, but some of them suffer from a skin condition which restricts them to only indoor activities. So on our platform, they can promote themselves, introduce their expertise and skills, and we help them find customers. So from our platform, these tradespeople can earn a better living. Um, they can target customers in a certain region, for instance, New York or New Jersey or Connecticut. We also have paying customers in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Los Angeles. The company is self-funded, and we just started raising financing recently. Uh, so that's where we are. But
That's
thank you.
amazing. You have a million people? Is that what you said?
Yeah, we have a 1.2 million users. Well, some of them they use our platform to find the local jobs. So that uh, increases the active user base significantly.
Yeah, could you put your URL in the chat box? I think everybody would love to be interested in that. Thank you so much, Jen.
Sure. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
for
you.
what you're
Well,
doing.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, in general, feel free to use the chat to just share, your name, any contact information if you want, your LinkedIn, just so people on this chat know who you are and have an opportunity to connect with you after the call. Awesome. So next, I wanted to spend a few minutes just to share about the stewardship opportunity that we're launching alongside the launch of our platform, which we're calling the Technology Light Grid. Um, and so what this is our tagline here is the operating system for human orchestration. That's what we think about, like even like this light DAO, and like what we're doing is we're orchestrating humanity towards a more abundant, prosperous, values aligned, trust-based infrastructure. That's the technology that's powering how human networks form more economic networks as they continue to grow. And really the question here is, who are the people that you haven't met who are looking for you too? Because in a world where AI is exponentially growing, the information is becoming more and more abundant, but then trust as a result is becoming more scarce, or the ability to find trust becomes harder. And so we have this platform where people, communities, and networks use our open source core infrastructure called the Light Grid to power people finding deeper sense of belonging, trusted relationships anywhere in the world. And the how we find trust signal, is kind of what, again, the core of what we're about is, and this is the opportunity that is presented to us. So every day, somewhere around the world, whether you're a founder in Tasmania or a community leader in British Columbia, or an investor in Paris, or an AI founder in San Francisco, you're looking for somebody else, whether it's a co-founder, you're looking for aligned opportunities, collaborators, partners. You're somebody who's just looking for a purpose-driven community. Because of the amount of noise and signal, and I'm now getting like flooded with emails every day of like these different platforms that are like scraping stuff on LinkedIn, sending me messages, like connect with, this, and like it's coming out of nowhere. It's like completely out of left field. So the amount of noise and just stuff that's coming at you is increasing. It is for me personally. I imagine it is for a lot of us, whether it's a text message or whatever it might be. But then most people around the world might never attend one of our gatherings. They might not be near another relevant, potentially aligned community or network for themselves. And they just might not meet the person that could change their life, especially if you're somebody that's living in a little bit more of a remote, random location. So what we've built is this technology called LightGrid, and we exist to bring these trusted relationships and opportunities and belonging, which is what the foundation of blue zones and longevity in life is, to anyone, anywhere around the world. Right now, we're serving just a few hundred people in our network. And with this technology, we're hoping to serve hundreds of communities that are powering their communities, and serving them around the world. So this is trust infrastructure at scale, is is what we're about, which builds relationship intelligence for all these networks and communities. Uh, so the next slide, and this is the other slide I have here. So trust is infrastructure. And what we're seeing, which is part of this opportunity, is all of these human networks, all these communities are building the foundations of their own economic networks, their own currencies, their own ways of sharing opportunities, resources, relationships, and how they can exchange value across their network and then across other networks, which we call the entire global ecosystem. So, so the core of the platform is bringing these kind of core aspects of trust and transforming that into value through all these opportunities. So identity and trust, where you can actually verify the people, the real reputations, and the signal. The intelligence surfaces the right person, the right opportunity, or the right community at the right time. And then coordination and governance, where we can turn these trusted relationships into capital, into partnerships, and into outcomes. And also economic alignment, which creates an incentive structure that aligns the contribution, which then compounds across the ecosystem. So we've already proven this model through everything that we're sharing on this call and what we've done over the last 3 years. The technology then scales that infrastructure, not just for Light DAOs. We see Light DAO as just one community and the first community that's using this technology, and then scaling that for other networks and communities. And then the ecosystem as a whole then continues to compound and orchestrate that value across all the networks. And then just the last slide here. I don't know why this is. Yeah, okay. That was it. So if anyone's interested in learning more about this stewardship opportunity with LightGrid, you can message me. We have a whole deck that goes into detail about this. So again, if you're interested in this opportunity and are really interested in giving us feedback on being a deeper co-creator and a contributor, we call them founding stewards. If you're interested in being a founding steward with us on this growth, please, again, feel free to reach out to me, especially if you want to dive deeper and give feedback on it. Awesome. So the next thing before we go into breakout groups, um, we kind of about a month and a half or so ago, we launched the alpha version of the Light app. I'd say now we're in like a beta. We've kind of fixed some of the initial kinks of the app, make sure like login is working. So we're now kind of in a still a closed loop beta, where we're allowing not just like our paying members to use it, but also non-paying members. So everyone on this call, we'd love for you to try it out. You can access it from our new website, which we've more recently made available. You can go directly to the app at app.lightdao.one. Or if you go to lightdao.one and you click the join us button, that also takes you to the app. Okay. And everything in this is AI powered. And the core of this is our matching system, our matching algorithm, which is based on values. So value is a core infrastructure of trust because trust is values alignment over time spent. So the way we built the matching algorithm for this platform is based on values and what you value, what you perceive as value, and how others perceive value, and then matching that value perception. And so you can talk to the AI. You can say like anything as generic as who should I connect with? Who should I know in social impact? Or who does manufacturing and has trade resources and whatever. So if you're looking for anything, any of those asks that you guys made, this system should tell you way better than my little brain. Okay. So AI is going to be much better at telling you who you should match with. So if you're somebody who was on this call and you had a specific ask, I encourage you to try using our Light AI within the app and talk to it. And it's only going to get better. And you can actually, within this left side here, you see opportunities. You can actually click on that. You can post your opportunity. The AI is going to get trained on that. And if it's never going to forget it because the memory is eternal, right? And and as people join the system and start typing in the AI, like who should I connect with in XYZ, it's going to surface you. It's going to surface you. It's going to surface your opportunity. So it's not going to get stale. So again, I encourage you to use this, start playing with it. If it's not doing something the way you want, we built this for you. So if there's any tweaks, anything that you think we could do to make it better, to surface your opportunity in a more creative way, whatever it might be, this is literally built for you. And it's meant to connect you with the people they need to meet now that are values aligned in a trusted way. Okay. Awesome. So that's my little
Can
thing there. And
you
now we
repeat the
have,
URL?
I'm sorry?
Could you repeat the URL, or how do you see
It's
it?
it's
What's
on
the
it's
app?
on the it's on my screen if you're looking at the screen. It's app.lightdao.one. I'll put it
Okay.
into the chat right now as well, so you have it here.
The other thing is the Light DAO city and global members. You know how we've been doing masterminds over the last year or so. On this light grid, the masterminds are going to be really focused. All right. We're going to put a lot of attention on masterminds because we realize the masterminds are really the tool for people all around the world, people who are not near a a chapter to be able to get to really know each other. All right. So there's going to be requests put out to the Light DAO city and chapter members to really get your mastermind concepts into this app. Okay. So just giving you a heads up, there's going to be opportunity and that these are going to be much more active going forward now.
Yeah. And we have the whole like this matching system that we're gonna have ready in another week or so that we're gonna send out another update on. So just FYI that there's a lot gonna be coming over the next few months that we're gonna update everyone on.
Yeah, those of you who were on it already that maybe were on it like a month or so ago, there's going to be huge, huge additional, much more sophisticated matching, like Payam says, in a week or so. Okay. So I think you'll be very, very excited about it because it will tell you in depth why somebody's being matched to you. Okay. The other thing I want to comment is because, AI matching is everywhere right now. The thing that we really been able to do, which is what we've been documenting and prototyping and trying, testing over these last couple years, is that we're really building a trust infrastructure and also relationship intelligence. So it's not just AI, it's actually a lot of human learnings that we've learned from basically like curating over 300 like gatherings, right? Because one of the things that people keep on asking us is like, how do you always get such amazing people at all your events? You know? In the beginning, I was just saying, oh, somebody said, oh, I came to one of your Like Dow events. And she also said that last night, saying, God, you just have the best people, See, we've taken all that we've done as humans, not as machines or AI, and put that into our technology, our infrastructure, and we're really creating this something very unique IP in relationship intelligence.
Thank you, Ruby. All right. Um, so again,
Just one. I
uh-huh,
am. What is the new website? I'm
It's
lightdow.one.
okay.
well,
But
she's
if
talking
you're
about
a
the app.
member, how do you get in there?
She's talking about the app,
The
Payam.
app is
Oh, I know
app.lightdow.one.
that the app I know, but I'm just wondering when I go to lightdow.one, it says join and I'm already a member. So,
Yeah, so the join button at the top right of that is just takes you to the app
oh, okay.
and you can log into the app. So you don't need to do anything else besides log into the app.
Okay, got it. All right.
Cool. Alrighty, fam. So we're gonna spend the next 15 minutes in groups. I'm gonna put you into groups of four, and then two of the groups might have five people. So please, if you're gonna stay on for this, turn your video on if you can, and be available at a minimum. Don't just like be here and not be available. We're gonna give each person about 2.5 or so. Maybe we have 15 minutes. So assuming you're four people, you have like up to 3 minutes a person. And the prompt for today is, we're all about doing good and creating an abundant and flourishing, prosperous people, planet, future. And so many of us and so many communities want to change the world for the better. What can you do to build more bridges and values aligned community around you? Okay. So that's the question. What can you do to build more bridges and values aligned community around you? So in your groups, share your name, maybe a little bit of background yourself and answer the prompt.
Yeah. Because you know how we talk about there's so many different groups and people say, God, there's so many silos, right? So with Light we're trying to bridge that silo, but how can each of us individually within our lives, within our networks and community bridge that? That's the question.
All right, I'm putting you guys into the groups now. So you're going to see a little button come up to join. So join, and then we'll try to come back with a minute left. So I'll give you guys 12 minutes, 12, 13 minutes. See you on the other side. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Prime. That was fun. Good breakout session.
Good to see you, brother.
You too, brother.
What did you guys share?
Bella, you want to do a recap?
Yeah, just kind of what we're up to. There's such cool people always in these breakout rooms. So we got to hear about Kat and how she creates amazing community. Um, really, yeah, I'd love to know, are you doing these events like regularly?
I would love to do them more often. Currently, they're once a year.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's been really
And
cool.
and I'm in the process of looking for one aligned partner rather than a number of them. And I have my heart set on Gaia.
Oh,
Mm.
Gaia's nice. Very, very good. I like Gaia.
You mean the Gaia TV channel?
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm?
Hmm.
So we can
Yeah,
have Robert Edward Grant, Matthias DeStefano, Blue of Earth. They could be the speakers.
yeah. I'll put you in touch with some people who just did events here with them with a lot of those people. So yeah, yeah. Yasmin actually could knows a bunch of those people.
Great.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
I'm giving the other groups have maximum 60 seconds to come back. Um, but yeah, Gore, we missed you yesterday.
Yes, I know. I was working on a major marketing campaign for a company called Raylia. It's the world's first AI red light therapy mask. So they allocated a budget of about 1.5 million as far as their brand activation. And I just signed my contract with them. So I mean, it was pretty. I slept at like 12:30. But yeah, I definitely wanted to join, guys. Forgive me. It was a crazy busy day, but it was a good day.
Yeah, totally understand. Yeah, we had an amazing time last night.
And forgive me, in 1 minute, I have to jump in another Zoom meeting actually
No,
right
you're
now.
good. You're good. This is just a space to close up, and if anyone wants to share
But
anything, but if you need to bounce,
the
yeah,
bounce right there.
you're good,
Forgive me.
brother. Yeah, take care. Hello. I think we're gonna start trickling back in. Let me share everyone's I guess faces instead of me sharing my screen for those that, want to pop back in for another minute or so. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all back. Your shiny, smiley faces.
The three finger test, you know what I mean? The AI thing.
Yeah.
I was doing that now.
What's the three?
Everybody knows the three. If you
What
get
is
a video, if you get a video call from someone and you're not sure if they're real or AI, you ask them to put three fingers in front of their face, and AI will not do that because it will reveal that they're AI.
I think they figured that one out already.
Have they? Oh, that yeah, because it was like 3 or 4 days ago that I saw that, so it's already
So yeah,
old news.
mm.
Yeah.
So tricking the AI, the ability to trick AI is getting less and less, is what we're saying. We're, yeah, the singularity, as they say, is happening. Any last minute things? Anything came up for anybody that they want to share to the bigger group before we jump off? We're a minute over, but I'm happy to stay on for an extra minute or so. Shelley?
I
And
just
then
wanted to say
Annie.
something that came up in our group that we were talking about when we were bounced out, which was collaborations with other groups. So I don't need to say much about it. I think everybody can imagine what that means in their own way, and leaning into that to, with the belief that a rising tide raises all ships, kind of thing.
Amen. Yeah, that's part of the reason why we built LightGrid, is to power more cross-network collaboration and resource sharing. So yes, 100%. Annie, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I just think that we just all think everybody's so awesome. That's part of Light DAO. So Steve was the one at the end was like, I just love Light DAO. There's all these amazing people. So yes, we were all diverse and amazing, and everybody else here on this call is. And yeah, and it is about collaboration. That was, I think, all of us are really working on that anyway. So yeah, you make it happen. Thank you, thank you.
We're all making it happen. So thank you guys. Well, such a pleasure to have you all. Good to see you. And for those that aren't in LA, I'll see you hopefully at the next month's town hall. Um, and yeah, much love and happy end of the week. And I guess go Team USA for the Americans that are into soccer. Uh,
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And summer solstice, coming up.
That's right, beginning of
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all right, bye
all
everybody.
right, bye.
Bye,
Good to see
Thank
you,
everybody.
you.
Bye.
Pam. Bye.
Bye.
Good to see you.
Bye. Yeah. Bye, guys.